Hello, I'm going to show you how to make a little flower bowl out of this air-dried clay. This clay does not need to be fired in a kiln like other clays, hence air-dried or self-hardening clay. But something to note, it is not food safe, so don't eat cereal or anything out of this, or put it in a microwave or a dishwasher or an oven. But it will get hard in a few days after you've created your piece. This is freshly made, so it's still very soft. But after it's hardened, you can use this little bowl, to hold change or some candy or whatever you'd like. You could just sit on your spot and pick up your knickknacks and your paddywhacks. All right, so this is what we're gonna create. Now, you can make whatever you'd like out of this clay instead of this, but this is just an example of a pretty easy, successful piece that doesn't have any attached pieces. This air dried clay is kind of hard to attach pieces, so we're gonna make this almost all out of one. Now, I'm gonna start with your lump of clay, and beyond that, all you're going to need is maybe a small piece of plastic wrap, and a bowl from your kitchen. It could be plastic, can be ceramic, whatever. Just to press in there to get that rounded shape. Now, before I begin, I'm gonna also rip off a small chunk of that clay, other than the big piece. That'll just be for the very center dot at the end, about the size of a marble. I know you guys love to play those marbles. All right, so we're gonna take this piece, roll it first. All right, we're gonna roll it in between our hands, almost like you're washing your hands. All right, you can use the table if you like. Like you're throwing back and forth a baseball. You're David Bowie from the Labyrinth. All right, so now we are going to turn this into a pinch pot. But we want to keep in mind the size and shape of your bowl. So I'm also going to get my bowl with the plastic wrap at the ready, and going to start finding the center with my thumb, slightly pressing in there, and turning it. Key is to turn it an even pressure, and that was how you can create an even-sided object. Now both hands are pinching from the bottom and from the inside. Now, as I turn, I'm pinching a little more, a little more. You can see the center is getting this concave. I believe that's concave, yeah. Because it's like a cave. That's right. All right, now I'm going to size it. Yep, still a little small. Go a little bit more. I am going to stop before it's completely filling the bowl, so that I can have a little bit of excess clay, especially leaving it thick at the top, excess clay, so I can mold it into place. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. And I'm gonna go a little more. All right, I've laid this down in there. The plastic is so it does not stick to your bowl. Now, with it in here, I'm first going to kind of make a center spot, a little dot in the very center, and then I'm going to start dividing it into fours, little lines going up. Just using my fingernail, but you can use a tool, pencil, toothpick, whatever, and this is just, I'm basically drawing on here, mapping it out. Now, I'm going to start dividing each one of those fours in half. This is just mapping out where I want to sculpt petals out of here. If you don't want it to be a flower, feel free to make it whatever you like. Now, after I've got that divided into fours, that's probably pretty good. I'm going to start pushing it down in the center, and here, let me zoom in a little. No. I'm going to start pushing from the center up to the top. Making the tops of each one of these petal areas a little bit more rounded in the top. Grabbing kind of the top of that petal, pulling it up, going to the next one, doing the same. Now I am just sculpting these to my liking, and each one, after I round out the top, I like to go through there and kind of make a crisper line from the center up to the top. You do not need to. It's pretty much up to you how much detail you want to go about forming these petals. You can Google or just look up in a book even. Whoa. Any kind of flower and represent, sculpt that different kind. But this was just a nice, simple way to start. All right, that's decent. Go through and put those little lines in one more time. Take that little marble-sized piece of clay I saved from before. Oop. Round it into a little marble. Kind of pinch it. Stick it right there in the center. Did not scratch or slip because it's not quite the same as normal clay. Alright, now I'm just smushing that in. It's maybe a little larger than that one. It's alright, it's kind of cool. Whatever I gotta tell myself, right? Alright. So, definitely the best advantage of this air dry clay is it really lends itself well to painting. So, it does take about 2 days to dry, but then you can paint it with any kind of paint that you have around the house, and it stays pretty solidly that color. Now, this is gonna have to stay in this bowl for, I would say, probably 2 days too. You can feel it in the next couple days to see how much it hardens up. And you can pull it out now and check out the sides. But you're going to want to let it sit in there to harden to that shape so it doesn't flop down. But after a day or two, when it feels hard, you can take it out and then paint it. And I just used some simple cheap acrylics that I had around the house, or just like just some tubes, and I don't know, I just had fun with it. But I encourage you to look up some flowers, go outside and look at some flowers outside and see some really beautiful colors. Try to mimic them. Remember, you can make other things. I played around making a turtle, and it was challenging. It does not sculpt the same as clay, but I was looking forward to being able to paint the shell. I think that would be fun. All right, well, I hope you have fun with it. Remember, don't eat from it with cereal or whatever. Don't drink from it, and don't eat it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sad that I have to tell you guys that, but You know, I learned the hard way. No. All right, have fun with it, guys. Bye.